Happy Easter for those of you who just completed my 6th annual slap challenge with me. You know that yesterday was day 40 and that was our final day of this 40-day challenge that we do every year for the past 6 years. But even though the challenge is now officially complete, it is my tradition, and it has been my tradition since year 1 of the challenge in 2020, that the day after we do that final rep of our slap challenge, Easter Sunday, I celebrate with 40 bonus burpees. So that is what I am about to do right now. You are invited to join me if you would like. It can be any burpee variation you want, 40 reps, just as a little celebration of yet another successful slap challenge. This was our 6th slap challenge in a row. Now, if you are not familiar with the slap challenge, let me just very quickly tell you that you can still do the challenge. There's a playlist that contains all of the workouts for the challenge from days 1 through 40 in chronological order. I will link the playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of this video as well, just so that you can't miss it. So click on the link, save the playlist, and then just start by watching that day 1 workout. The workout that I shared on day 1, and that video also contains everything that you need to know about what this challenge is exactly, why we're doing it, how you can participate, and where to begin. I also spent a long time going over the correct form for how to do your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. And I provided tons of beginner modifications that I promise you can do, because this year I really went out of my way. It was my priority to ensure that the challenge this year was accessible to super duper ultra day 1 beginners. So if you are an absolute beginner, you are in the right place. Click on the link, save the playlist, so that when and if you decide that you want to join the challenge, you have all of the workouts readily available to you. And then start by watching that day 1 video so that you understand what the challenge is and how you can participate. And when you are ready to begin the challenge, just make sure that you start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday. As long as you start with day 1 on a Wednesday, then all you have to do is follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place for you. I have made it super easy to follow along, but please remember that I am always here to help. So if you have questions after you have watched that day 1 video, if you have questions about what the challenge is exactly and how it works and why we're doing it, and who is Brutus exactly, and why does he deserve to be slapped with these 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups every day. If you have any doubts about how to do squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups with the correct form, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications, but beyond what I have already provided, I am right here to help. So please just ask. Even though the challenge is over, I am still here to answer your questions and provide guidance. I am still here to encourage you and support you every step of the way if you decide that you want to do this challenge now. And I am here to help motivate you if that's something you need as well. So do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. Now, if you are not a beginner, then the workouts that we did this year for the challenge are probably not going to challenge you very much. So if you want to participate in the challenge, but you're in great shape and you're really strong and you're looking for something more advanced and you really want the workouts to challenge you, then I'm going to recommend that you follow along with last year's playlist. I will link last year's playlist up here on the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it at the very end of the video as well so that you can't miss it. Last year was my 5th year in a row doing the challenge. It was the exact same challenge. We were doing at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups a day every single day except Sunday for 40 days. But the workouts that we were doing last year were much more intense, much more difficult. They were generally a lot longer because we were frequently doing more than just those 160 reps. We were also doing more advanced versions of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We were adding weight to a lot of the workouts, dumbbells, my sandbag, my medicine ball, and we were incorporating about 20 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio into just about every single workout that we did for the challenge last year. So if you are more advanced and you want more difficult workouts that are really going to challenge you, then click on the link and save last year's playlist, and you can follow along with that. It works the same way. Just start with your day one workout on a Wednesday. Any random Wednesday will work. As long as you start with your day one workout on a Wednesday, then again, all you have to do is just follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place. It's really easy to just follow along with the playlist. That being said, you don't have to go in order through the playlist. You can kind of bounce back and forth between the two playlists. Even if you're really strong and you're really capable of doing those difficult workouts that we were doing last year for the challenge, you should save this year's playlist as well, because the workouts that we were doing this year for the challenge are still great workouts. They're super short and they're a lot simpler than what we were doing last year, but I think that that's a great option to have, especially on days where you have no time, because if you are in great shape, you are going to be able to complete almost all of the workouts that we did this year for the challenge in under 10 minutes. So if you have absolutely no time and you just want to meet your requirement to participate in the challenge and get your reps done really quickly, you could choose one of the workouts from this year's playlist and probably be finished in under 10 minutes. Also, because I was specifically gearing the challenge towards beginners this year, I was going out of my way to not use any fitness equipment whatsoever. There were a few workouts where we were adding weight, but instead of using dumbbells, I was assuming that most beginners don't have access to dumbbells or kettlebell or any sort of fitness equipment. So if I was adding weight to any of the workouts this year, I was always using household items like shampoo bottles or water bottles. And I was always providing equipment-free substitutions. So in essence, all 40 workouts that we did this year for the challenge were body weight workouts, no equipment required. So that is also a great option to have if you're traveling and you're staying at a hotel or an Airbnb, you don't have access to fitness equipment. You can choose one of these short body weight workouts that we were doing for the challenge this year and get your reps done first thing in the morning, right in your hotel room or in your Airbnb. You could also use one of these shorter workouts that we were doing this year as a warm-up for something more intense. So if you're planning on going for a long run today, maybe you're training for a race or something, you want to go out for a long bike ride or a long intense hike or something like that, but you still want to get your reps done, you can use one of these short little bodyweight workouts that we were doing for the challenge this year as your warm-up for your bike ride or your hike or your swim or whatever you're doing. Or if you just feel like taking your workout to the beach today or to the park, and you don't feel like lugging a bunch of heavy equipment with you, you don't want to like be bringing dumbbells or a kettlebell or a big heavy sandbag with you to the park, then again, these workouts that we're doing this year are a great option. So definitely if you are more advanced, save both playlists. And then, like I said earlier, you can just kind of bounce around back and forth between the two playlists. You don't have to go in order. The only requirement to participate in this challenge is just that you're getting your reps done every day. It doesn't matter which playlist you're working off of. It doesn't matter if you're sticking with one playlist or bouncing back and forth between the two playlists. And your workout doesn't have to come off of either one of these playlists. You can do any workout in the whole world that you want to do as long as it contains at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups. So it doesn't even have to be one of my workouts. It can be any workout. You can make up your own workout. And if you don't want to do a structured workout, you don't have to do that. If you just want to spread out your reps randomly throughout the course of the day because you don't have time for a structured workout or that's just not what you feel like doing today, or maybe you're a beginner and it's still too difficult to get all of your reps done at once, then just spread out your reps randomly throughout the day. Get them done any way you want. So for example, you could get up in the morning, first thing, do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups. It could be any variation of those 4 exercises you want. And then you can just repeat that 3 more times throughout the course of your day. So you could do that again after lunch. You could do it again after you get home from work, once more before bed, and there's your 160 reps. So as long as you're getting your reps done, it doesn't matter how you do them. It doesn't matter which variations of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups you're doing. It doesn't matter when you do them. It doesn't matter if you incorporate your reps into a structured workout or if you just do reps randomly throughout the day. All right, so that's the challenge in a nutshell. And yesterday was day 40, so the challenge is officially over. But again, it is never too late to join the challenge. So save the playlist or playlists, whatever playlists pertain to you. Start by watching the day 1 video, and then just remember that I am here to help. So ask questions if you have them. Once you understand what the challenge is and how you can participate and where to begin, just remember to start with that day 1 workout on a Wednesday. And from there, all you need to do is follow along with the playlist. And remember that I am always here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out if anything is unclear or if you have any questions along the way or you need help. And then from there, all you need to do is just follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place. And remember that I am here even though the challenge is over, so don't hesitate to reach out if anything is unclear, if you have questions, or if you need help. So now, if you are joining me for these 40 bonus burpees today, let's go ahead and get started. So grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one and if you need one. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything at all. But if you are doing knee push-ups or competition burpees, for example, and you're going to need something soft underneath you that is going to make you more comfortable, then you're definitely going to want to grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat. And then just pause the video, get dressed, and meet me right back here. We will do a quick 5-minute warm up, and then we will get these burpees done together. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. So you're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure you're not actively pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. Both of your arms and your shoulders should be completely relaxed. You're just resting your hand on top of your head and letting gravity do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. So now we're switching sides. Let your head fall towards the other shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Your arm is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed and away from your ears, not hunched up here. All right, next we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to let go with your hand and allow your chin to just fall towards your chest and then towards the other shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head, you're going to start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier, expanding your range of motion with each roll. Your arms are nice and loose, like a rag doll, and you're just letting your entire body fall down in front of you with each roll. Now we're doing some shoulder rolls, so just roll your shoulders to the back. Make the circles as big as you can, really exaggerate that movement. Explore your full range of motion. And next we're going to do arm circles, so you're going to extend your arms out to the side and start with some small circles. But then gradually, as the interval progresses, you're going to start making your circles bigger and bigger until finally you are again exploring your full range of motion, making the circles as big as you possibly can. Now step your feet out wide, wider than your shoulders, bend the knees, sweep the hands down in front of you, and then as you straighten your legs, you're reaching up as high as you can towards the ceiling. And each time you bend your knees, you are gradually expanding your range of motion, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep the feet planted where they are. We're gonna lunge side to side, nice and easy, adding the arms. So with each lunge, you're just reaching your arm across your body like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Now we're gonna step our feet in and march. Knees low at first, but then little by little, as the interval progresses, you're gradually going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high towards your chest as you can, feeling a nice little stretch in your glutes. And now we're gonna do the same thing with a nice light jog. So just jogging in place, knees are low to start, but then gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. Next is booty kicks. So still just a nice light jog, but with each step, you're bringing your foot up behind you, trying to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. For this next one, you may need to hold on to the wall or a chair for support. If not, you can just have your hands on your hips. You're gonna transfer your weight into one leg, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg. Nice and loose and easy. Just swing the leg in front of you, behind you, switching legs. So you're gonna put this foot down, transfer your weight to the other leg, pick up the opposite foot, and just swing the leg. Swing it in front of you, swing it behind you. You can start low at first, and then start expanding your range of motion. Switching legs again. So you're gonna put this foot down, extend the other leg out in front of you, and just draw a little semicircle with your leg, bringing the leg around and behind you. And with each semicircle, you're going to start lifting that leg higher and higher. And then finally, you're gonna drive the knee up in front of you and guide it around with your hand. Other leg, so extend the opposite leg out in front of you. Make a semicircle, bringing that leg around and behind you, lifting the leg higher and higher each time, and then finally drive the knee up in front of you and use your hand to guide it around for a hip circle. Last interval, this is our hamstring stretch. So I'm using this post to show you that if you need to use the wall or a chair or a bar stool or the arm of your couch or something like that to get into this stretch, it can make it a little bit easier and a little bit more comfortable getting into this stretch because we're trying to keep our back as flat as possible. It's okay if you round your back like this, but if you do your best to keep your back as flat as you can, that's really going to maximize the effectiveness of this hamstring stretch because it's going to help you to isolate your hamstrings a lot more. So if you use, you don't have to use a chair or a bar stool or anything if you don't want to, but if you use a chair or some other sort of elevated surface, it can just make it a little bit easier to get into this stretch. Makes it a little bit easier to keep your back flat while you're in this stretch, and it might make it a little bit more comfortable for you. All right, I can never help myself from spending a few extra seconds in that hamstring stretch because the backs of my legs tend to be really, really tight, and I want to make sure that I'm nice and warm and loosened up for these burpees because this is going to be tough. But that's it. That's our little 5+ minute warm up. All right, so now our muscles are nice and warm. Let's go ahead and get these burpees done. I am setting a time goal today. It is my goal. I am hoping to be able to complete all 40 reps in under 5 minutes. I don't necessarily think I'm going to make that goal, but that's what I'm going for. I have improved massively over the course of this 40-day challenge. The way this challenge works, we do our day 1 workout, that's our baseline challenge, then we complete the rest of the challenge, and on day 40, we always finish by repeating the same workout that we did on day 1 so that you can see how much faster you were able to complete those same reps on day 40. You compare your day 40 score to your day 1 score, and then you can kind of gauge how much you have been improved over the course of this 40-day challenge. And if you've been following the challenge, and if you saw yesterday's workout, you know that I was able to improve on my day 1 score by almost 4.5 minutes. That is a huge improvement, and I'm thrilled with that. But I'm still nowhere near in the shape that I want to be in. I'm not anywhere near as strong as I want to be, or as lean, or as fit as I want to be. So I don't know how long this is going to take me today. I know it's going to be tough, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to push really hard, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to finish all 40 reps in under 5 minutes, but please remember never to sacrifice your form for speed. So you can time yourself if you want. You don't have to, and you can set a time goal if you want, but you don't have to. Regardless, please just make sure that you are going at your own pace and make sure you're minding your form. Never sacrifice your form for speed. If you find that you're racing to get through the reps just so you can get them done really fast, or if you find that you're racing to try to keep up with me, and your form is starting to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. So make sure that you are prioritizing your proper form. The important thing is just that you're getting the reps done, okay? So it doesn't matter how long it takes you, but if you do want to set a time goal, just, make it ambitious, but be realistic. My goal is 5 minutes. I don't think I'm necessarily gonna do it, but I also think there's a possibility that I might. So that's what I'm going for. All right, enough stalling. I think I just don't want to do this because I know it's going to be so hard. All right, so here we go. 40 bonus burpees. As soon as you're ready, I am starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. That's 20 for me. Halfway there. I know it's hard. Let's keep pushing. 36, 37, 38, 39, one more. That's 40. All right. Get up. Let's do a quick cool down. If you've been following the challenge, you know that I really don't do very much of a structured cool down. You can if you want to, but you can also just kind of pace around a little bit. That works. The point is just that you don't want to collapse in a heap on your mat after that final rep. You want to get up and keep moving around so that you kind of keep the blood flowing, keep the circulation going while you allow your breathing to normalize and while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit. So just kind of pace around a little bit, shake out the legs, shake out the arms. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So you're just gonna bring one arm across your body, use the other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure that your straight arm is completely relaxed. And make sure your shoulder is completely relaxed. If your shoulder is tensed up, then you're not getting the benefit of the stretch. The muscle's not going to be pliable unless it's relaxed. So make sure you're relaxing your shoulder. Swing it out. Let's get the opposite shoulder. So bring the other arm across your body. Use the opposite arm to pull it close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed. It's the other arm doing all the work. Make sure your shoulder's relaxed. So you can stretch it. Just keep kind of pacing while you're stretching out the arms and the shoulders. You can pace, or you can do, what I do really is just kind of shift my weight back and forth, but just make sure you're continuing to move and continuing to focus on slowing down your breathing. I'm gonna do a quick tricep stretch. So bend one elbow, place your hand on the elbow, and you're just gonna gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. And make sure that your free hand is completely relaxed. Should be pointing straight down at the ground. So you don't want this free hand up here somewhere. Relax the arm so that you can really feel that stretch in the tricep. Your free hand should be just pointing straight down at the ground. Shake it out. Get the tricep on the other side. So same thing, just bending the elbow. Place your hand on your elbow and just gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Making sure that the hand, your free hand behind you is completely relaxed. Pointing straight down at the ground. You can really feel that stretch in your triceps. And while you're stretching, make sure you're continuing to move. Either pace around or shift your weight from side to side. Long, slow, deep, controlled breaths, trying to get that breathing normalized. Swing out the elbows, or one of these. Loosen up the shoulders, swing the arms, loosen up those shoulders. We'll do a quick quad stretch. You guys, last week was so busy for me. My brain is fried. So you might need to hold on to something for support. If you're struggling with your balance, you can grab onto a chair or the wall for support, that's fine. Just bending the knee, bring that foot up behind me, reaching back and grabbing onto the top of my foot with both hands and pressing my heel into my booty cheek, and at the same time, I'm tilting my pelvis forward, kind of tucking my booty underneath me, sucking my belly button back towards my spine. Shake it out. We'll do the other leg. I'll show you from the side so you can see what I'm talking about. So pick up the opposite foot, bend the knee, bring that foot up behind you, reach back, grab onto the top of your foot with both hands, and press your heel into your booty cheek. And at the same time, you want to tilt your pelvis forward so that it's like you're tucking your booty cheek underneath you and trying to touch your spine with your belly button. So really tilt the pelvis forward, suck that belly button back towards your spine, and while you're doing that, keep pressing your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine those two things, you're instantly going to feel that stretch intensify in your quad. Just makes the stretch a lot more effective. All right, so one more time. Just shake out the legs, shake out the arms, swing on, loosen up those shoulders. That was a lot of push-ups. If you feel that you need a few more minutes to cool down, if you are still kind of breathing a little bit heavily, if your heart rate is still elevated, then you can pause the video and just continue pacing around for a couple more minutes. You can do a little bit more light stretching. And when you feel that you are completely cooled down, come back. We will get our bonus burpee. Yes, we just did 40 bonus burpees, but of course we have to do one more bonus burpee. So when you're ready, come back and we'll get our bonus burpee done together. If you guys know me at all, you knew the bonus burpee was coming, right? The bonus burpee as a bonus to our bonus burpees. No workout of mine is ever complete, even if it's an entire workout comprised solely of bonus burpees. It's just not complete until we do one final bonus burpee. So whatever burpees you were doing for your workout today, for your celebratory Easter burpees, you're just gonna do one more of those. So if you are a beginner, I will go ahead and do a beginner bonus burpee with you in solidarity. So let's start by standing in the middle of the mat. You're going to bend down and place your hands on the mat in front of you. Step or jump the feet out into a plank position. Put your knees down for a push-up if you're doing a push-up. If not, you can eliminate the push-up. Step the feet in and stand. Come up onto your toes if you can, and if you want, you can add a little jump. If you are not a beginner and you would like to try to do the push-up from your toes, let's go ahead and just do one final bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. I promise, this will be the last one. All right, so as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. We have completed our 40 celebratory Easter burpees plus one final bonus burpee. And you guys, I made my time goal by quite a bit, actually. That went a lot better than I was expecting. Certainly not a PR for me or anything, but hey, I beat my time goal by more than 30 seconds. So I set a time goal of 5 minutes. I didn't think I was going to be able to accomplish that. And this ended up taking me 4 minutes and 22 seconds to do all 40 bonus burpees. So that absolutely thrills me. So that's it, that's all I'm doing today. Typically after these workouts, I am adding on 20 to 30 minutes or more of additional cardio, almost always with my jump rope. So that's why I'm holding my two beautiful little jump ropes. So first of all, this is Rude Becca. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. And then over here we have Victoria, my beautiful silver jump rope with the pretty light pink metallic handles. Now, if you would like to know where I got these jump ropes, they are from Double Under Wonder. I love these jump ropes. There will be links in the description box down below the video, and if you use coupon code RUDEBECCA, you can save an additional 10% on your jump rope. So typically what I do is reset my timer for 40 rounds of 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals. That's 20 minutes. Just put on some music, spend 20 minutes with my jump rope to get some additional cardio, and then I do my stretching routine, have my shower, eat some lunch, and get on with the rest of my day. So I'm not doing any additional cardio today. I am gonna go crash because last week was crazy busy for me and I am exhausted. But if you still have something left in the tank and you want to add on 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio, I think that is a great idea. So jump rope is a fantastic option, but it doesn't have to be jump rope. You can go for a jog or even just a nice brisk walk, even just a nice leisurely walk, since we just completed a really, really tough challenge. So it doesn't have to be like cardio. You can just go outside and move a little bit, get some, vitamin D. That's great. But if you want something a little more intense, you could go for like a long, tough hike if you have access to hiking trails. I am lucky enough to have access to some beautiful hiking trails, but that is going to have to wait until later in the week because, again, I am done. I am going to go crash right now. But any kind of moderate paced cardio. So if you have a bike, you could go for a bike ride. If you have if you have a pool or access to a pool, then you could go for a swim. That's amazing cardio. If you have an exercise bike or a treadmill, hop on one of those for 20, 30 minutes. All right, you don't have to do any additional cardio if you don't want to, obviously, but I'm just mentioning it because every year when I do the challenge, I'm always adding cardio onto each one of the workouts, 20 or 30 minutes of moderate paced cardio. And for me, that always helps me to start seeing results faster. I'm always using this challenge to try to get myself in shape, especially this year. I was in terrible shape when we started the challenge, and I really, really wanted to start getting myself back in shape and regaining some of the strength that I had lost over the holidays and the couple of months after the holidays. I still need to lose weight, and I'm still wanting to improve my stamina. And of course, I want to strengthen my heart and my lungs. I want to take good care of my cardiovascular health. So when I add the 20 to 30 minutes of moderate paced cardio after each workout, it just really helps me to accelerate that process. And again, I start seeing results faster, which is really encouraging. It helps me to stay motivated to stick with the challenge because I can see that what I'm doing is working. And then I'm always so much happier with my results at the end of the challenge. So if you watched yesterday's workout, you saw that I surprised myself with how much I was able to improve on my day one score. I was able to take almost 4.5 minutes off of my day one score. And I surprised myself again today with how quickly I was able to complete these 40 bonus burpees. I thought it was going to be a lot tougher than it was, and it wasn't that bad. So the additional cardio is what really, really kind of helped it to accelerate that whole process for me. I was only doing the 160 reps of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups, 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups every day. I was relying solely on those 160 reps for my strength training. But I just share this with you because every year when I do the challenge, this is how I do it. I add on 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after every workout, and it really, really helps me. It helps me to get myself in shape. It helps me to accelerate that process of burning fat and increasing my stamina. So I find it very helpful, and if you did not do the challenge, or maybe you did it and you want to do it again, then when you begin the challenge, either for the first time or the second time, it's just something that I want you to consider. If you did the challenge once already and you did not add on any cardio after the workouts, or if you're looking to do it for the first time, I want you to consider adding 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after as many workouts as you can. For the most part, I do the cardio after every single workout, but we're working out every Monday through Saturday, so that's 6 workouts a week. That means I was doing 6 cardio sessions in a row every week, and I know that's a lot. And you might not have the physical ability to do that many cardio sessions every week, or you just might not have time. That's completely understandable. But I just want you to consider trying to find at least 2 or 3 days a week maybe where you can sneak in a cardio session, because if you also are looking to use the challenge to get yourself in shape or lose weight, it's just going to help you to accelerate that process. You're going to start seeing results faster, and I just know that you will be that much happier with your results at the end of the challenge. You saw where the 40 days of consistent effort got me, and you saw how much the additional cardio helped me to reach my goals. So it's just something that I want you to consider. The additional cardio is not mandatory, it's not required, it's not technically part of the challenge. But I'm just sharing it with you because that's how I do the challenge, and I do recommend that you add on the cardio when and where you can. I'm not adding on cardio today, but you absolutely can if you want. And again, I think jump rope is a great option. Jump ropes in general, it doesn't have to be these jump ropes, okay? You can easily just go to the drugstore and buy a jump rope for, pretty cheap. But jump ropes in general, I recommend, because I think jump rope is such an effective cardio exercise, and jump ropes are relatively inexpensive in the context of, fitness equipment, and they're so lightweight and portable. You can bring them with you anywhere. So like if you wanted to take your workout to the hiking trail or the park today, jump rope makes a great warm up. Or if you wanted to include jump rope in your workout, when you're traveling, it's so easy to just throw a jump rope in your suitcase or your carry-on or whatever. So I just feel like this, to me, this is always my go-to, is jump rope. So we talked a little bit earlier on in the challenge about things I would prioritize moving forward if you're going to continue doing home workouts, whether they're my workouts or somebody else's workouts, or you want to start writing your own workouts. If you are a beginner, I went out of my way during the course of this challenge to avoid using any fitness equipment whatsoever. But one of the main purposes of this challenge was to establish a habit of daily exercise. So the goal is that now that the challenge is over, you have established that habit of daily exercise, and so you're going to continue. So the challenge is over, but the one of the main reasons that we did the challenge, the intent is that you're going to continue working out with me on a regular basis. So if you are going to do that, that thrills me. Here are the things that I think you should own. Number one, an exercise mat or a yoga mat. A yoga mat is fine. You might want to consider one of those thicker exercise mats, especially if you're doing knee push-ups. They just offer a little bit more protection for your knees. That is the number one thing that I think you should invest in, like immediately, today. Number two, I did mention earlier in the challenge, I think fitness gloves are also a great investment, because if you are working out on a wood floor, like in my living room, when I work out in my living room, it's a wood floor, and if your hands get sweaty while you're working out, it's very easy for your hands to start kind of sliding along the floor, and fitness gloves prevent that from happening. You can get a better grip on the floor. So if you're doing push-ups or some other exercise where your hands are on the floor, it keeps your hands from sliding. It makes it a lot more convenient. And if you're working out on concrete, like I am when I work out here on my back patio, I was using these today because using gloves makes doing push-ups much more comfortable if I'm on the concrete, okay? It's really uncomfortable to have my bare hands on the concrete. With the fitness gloves, I don't feel it. So also, if you are planning on investing in anything like a kettlebell or dumbbells, again, if your hands get sweaty during the workout, it just makes it easier to maintain a secure grip on your weight. And even if you're not going to invest in dumbbells or a kettlebell, remember you can use household items. If you want to start adding weight to your workouts, but you don't have any fitness equipment, remember we did this several times this year during the challenge, but if you missed those days, I just want you to be aware that you can very easily just add weight to your workouts by using household items. So you could grab like a couple of shampoo bottles or water bottles, fill them with water or uncooked rice, dried beans, kitty litter, powdered laundry detergent, anything like that, just to give them a little bit of weight You could even just grab a couple of cans of soup out of the pantry. Okay, it's not gonna weigh very much, but if you just want to start introducing the concept of adding weight to your workouts, household items will work as long as it's something that you can maintain a secure grip on. You're not going to drop it on yourself and hurt yourself, or it's something you're gonna, drop and gonna break and make a mess or something like that. And as long as it's not too heavy for you, then any number of household items will work if you wanna start adding weight to your workouts. But if you have fitness gloves, again, it just helps you to maintain a secure grip on whatever you're using for weight, whether it's a kettlebell or a dumbbell or a household item like a water bottle or a shampoo bottle. So the number one thing I think you should invest in is some sort of exercise mat. Number two, I think you should strongly consider purchasing a pair of fitness gloves. Again, they're pretty inexpensive and they're very, very useful. And then a close third would be a jump rope. Okay, so these jump ropes are great quality. I love these jump ropes. And the really cool thing about these jump ropes, if you go to the Double Under Wonder site, it's really, really cool because you can customize your jump rope. You can choose the color of the rope you want. You can choose the color handles you want. You even get to choose a little design for your handles. And then the best part, you can fill in your height, so that when the jump rope arrives, it is already the correct length for your height. Okay, so these are a little bit more than if you're just gonna go to like the drugstore or Target or something to buy a jump rope, but I do think that it is worth the investment. These are very good quality jump ropes. They come already adjusted to your height and you can personalize them, so you're going to love your jump rope, and the more you love your jump rope, the more excited you're going to be to use it, so it helps to stay motivated. Trust me, when I first got these jump ropes, I couldn't wait to use them because they're so cute. I love them both so much. But if you don't want to spend any more money than you have to, that's fine. You can absolutely get a decent quality jump rope for under $20, maybe even under $15. Just be aware that if you purchase a jump rope at like Target or a drugstore or something like that, or probably even at like a sporting goods store, that it is most likely going to be an adjustable jump rope. So you are going to have to know how to adjust your jump rope to be the correct length for your height. All right, so I made a whole video about how to do that. I will link that video up here in the iCard, and I will link it down below the video as well. So check out that video so that you know how to adjust your jump rope. And then if you want to just go to, a sporting goods store or drugstore or something and pick up a cheap jump rope, you can absolutely start there. And then once you get good at jump rope and you're ready to upgrade, check out the link in the description box down below the video. Remember to use coupon code Rebecca so that you can save an additional 10% on your jump rope. And then from there, you can start adding things like dumbbells. I do think it's a good idea to have at least 2 sets of dumbbells. That's all I have, and I do just fine. I get by fine with just a light pair and a heavier pair. Not the heaviest thing I can lift, but heavy-ish, heavy enough to challenge me. And I also have a sandbag, and I have a big medicine ball. I have a couple of other things. I don't have much. There's not much to my little home gym. It doesn't take a lot. You don't have to invest a ton of money in equipment for home workouts. That is one of the many, many reasons that I love home workouts. That's why I love writing my own home workouts and why I love sharing them with you. So I do hope that you are going to continue on with me, continue following my workouts. If not mine, then somebody else's, or write your own. But I really hope you'll continue after this challenge, continue doing these home workouts on a daily basis. And if you want to do that, I recommend that the first thing you do is purchase some sort of exercise mat. The next thing you want to think about is fitness gloves. And third, I strongly recommend purchasing a jump rope. And from there, you can start adding weights and stuff if you want, but I think that those 3 things are a good place to start. All right, so I am not adding on cardio today. You can if you want, and I strongly recommend investing in a jump rope if you're planning on continuing with the challenge or with these home workouts. But one more thing I need to mention before I say goodbye is that whether or not you are doing cardio, it is very important that you are taking the time to stretch. I'm not adding cardio today, but I will definitely be doing a nice long stretching routine. It's really important that you are taking the time to stretch every day. Even if you're not doing a workout, you should be taking time to stretch every single day. If you're a beginner and you're experiencing muscle soreness after the workouts, just know that taking the time to stretch every day is going to go a long way towards helping you to reduce that muscle soreness. It's going to go a long way towards kind of alleviating any pain that you might be feeling the day after the workouts. It's also going to help you to reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and it is going to improve your flexibility and your mobility. Those are two facets of your overall fitness level that I think are often overlooked and undervalued. It's very important to make sure that you're training your muscles to be flexible and pliable, and that you're working on your mobility, especially as you age. It's very important as you get older to keep your muscles flexible and to keep yourself agile and mobile, okay? Something like being able to get up easily and unassisted if you fall is something that it's really easy to take for granted when you're younger, but when you get older, and we're all getting older, all right? So at some point, you're going to be really, really thankful to your younger self for prioritizing your flexibility and your mobility before you really felt like you needed to, okay? It's never too early. You're never too young to start prioritizing your flexibility and your mobility. So definitely make sure that you are taking the time to stretch every single day. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to stretch, you don't know where to begin, you really can just open up YouTube and do a search for beginner stretching routine. Or if you're super inflexible, do a search for stretching routine for inflexible people. There are going to be a ton of great options, so just kind of browse through, see what looks good to you, see what looks like it's going to work for you, and just pick one, okay? It doesn't matter what you do for your stretching, just as long as you're getting it done. If you would like to know what I do for a stretching routine every single day, I do the same stretching routine every single day. It's not my stretching routine, it's just a stretching routine that I found on YouTube many, many years ago. It works for me, I like it, and so I've stuck with it. It's the only stretching routine I ever do. So if you want to see that stretching routine, just ask. I'm happy to share the link. But it doesn't matter what you do, it just matters that you're doing your stretching, all right? Now, if you want to stretch right now while your muscles are still warm from the workout, that's great. That's going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done. But if you want to wait until later in the day to do your stretching, that's fine. Just make sure that if you put off your stretching until later in the day, that your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you are going to need to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin to stretch. The same way we warm up before the workout, it's also very important that you're taking the time to warm up your muscles before you jump into your stretching routine, because warm muscles are more pliable. So if you take the time to warm up your muscles before you begin to stretch, you're going to make the stretching more effective. You're also going to reduce your risk of injury. You're lessening the likelihood that you're going to overstretch or pull something or strain a muscle or anything like that. All right, but just make sure that you're getting your stretching done at some point during the day. That's what's important. But you guys, that is officially a wrap on our 40 celebratory Easter bonus burpees, plus one more bonus burpee, so really 41 bonus burpees. If you did these burpees with me today, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to everyone who did this challenge with me this year. If you did not do the challenge and you want to join, remember, it is not too late to join. It's never too late to join. Just save the playlist, start by watching that day one video, and then when you are ready to begin your challenge, just make sure you start with that day one workout on a Wednesday. Any random Wednesday will work. As long as you start with your day one workout on a Wednesday, then all you have to do is follow along with the playlist and everything will fall into place for you. I have made it very easy to follow along, but of course, as always, I am here to help. I am here to answer questions. I am here to encourage you and support you every step of the way. I am here to help motivate you if you need help with motivation, so do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. I also need to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate each and every one of you so much. You have no idea. One final reminder that if you have any questions about how to do burpees with the correct form, or if you can't do push-ups and you need a burpee variation that doesn't include a push-up or something like that, I am right here to help. So please just ask. It's really important for every workout that you understand how to do the exercises with the correct form before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury and just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know that it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts, even if we're just doing burpees, we're just doing one exercise, it is so important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. And that is especially true for this challenge this year. So if you would like to join me for these burpees, but you're an absolute beginner and you need help with beginner modifications beyond what I've already provided in the video, then I am right here to help. So please just ask. That is going to do it for today. Enjoy your Sunday. I hope you all have a lovely Easter Sunday, and I will see you all next time. Bye.